Yo guys, what's up? It's EricTube101 here, and in today's video, we're going to be talking about Rainbow Six Siege operator Gridlock. Now, Gridlock was met with a lot of controversy when she first came out. Easily the most hated operator in the game by many, and that's because she is unrealistic or considered unrealistic to many people just because of her weight. At 224 pounds, she's in an elite forces in Australia. She's a member of the SASR, commonly known as the SAS. Now, if you don't know, the SAS was actually introduced in the beginning of Rainbow Six Siege when Rainbow Six Siege first came out. The SAS had some of the very first operators. Now, in my opinion, that would mean that Ubisoft must be highly educated on the SAS if these were their very first operators. And I was looking at the rest of their bios, and the rest of it checks out. British Army training and Australian Army reserves and or so those things check out. Bio with their training and everything for the SAS do check out when you read what training all the SAS operators had and where they all live. Everything seems to check out. So they are educated on what the SAS is, the Australian Air Force, basically. So here's the rest of their operators' weights. So Sledge weighs 209 pounds, but keep in mind it's a guy. He's 6'3", and most of it is muscle. See, the thing with Gridlock is it's 224 pounds on a woman, and she's not muscular at all. She has a lot of body fat. So this is another thing that makes it really unrealistic. Thatcher's really fit with 158 pounds. Smoke is really fit, 154 pounds. Mute is 176 pounds, which is also pretty fit. And Mozzie is actually only a staggering 125 pounds, which is on the light side for a male, and you'd probably get bodied easily in a fist fight. But with that being said, Gridlock is 100 pounds fatter than Mozzie. Now, with calling these operators different names, ASAR and SAS, just because I wanted to introduce the same elite team twice, so they could use it twice. With that being said, they're the same thing. Mozzie and Gridlock are in the same elite team, and for some reason, Gridlock has 100 pounds on Mozzie, which means that there would be no standards or procedure to the SASR. Now, let's actually look at the fitness program of what you need to pass to join the SASR. You need to complete the run, dodge, jump course in under 50 seconds. I don't know exactly what that is, but you can get a pretty good picture by run, dodge, jump course. I've never personally seen it, but 50-second course, that's run, dodge, and jump. So yeah, you have to do a minimum of 60 push-ups and a minimum of 100 sit-ups. 1.5 mile run needs to be completed in under 11 minutes while carrying 15 pounds of patrol, a rifle, and runners. Swim 400 meters in less than 18 minutes. March 9.3 miles in under 2 hours and 20 minutes while carrying over 60 pounds. The SAS page predicts that out of 130 candidates, 40 of them will leave within the first 4 days. So that gives you some idea of how hard their training is. And the SAS is looked at as the most prestigious elite team in Australia. So it really begs the question, could a 225-pound woman do all that? And at least in my opinion, although technically anything is possible, but in my opinion, a 225-pound woman would not be capable of doing that. I mean, they just opened it up to women, and very few women, period, have ever completed all that. It's a very tough task for a woman to complete. This was meant for very muscular, fit men. and muscular fit women have done it. I'll go ahead and put some pictures of the real SAS women on the screen, and you can see what they look like compared to Gridlock. Obviously, the Gridlock. Bruh! 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 Doesn't look anything like the SAS women. Yeah, so let's go on beyond her weight. First of all, she has earrings, and piercings of any kind are banned in the SAS. And I realize that kind of sounds like I'm pushing it a little bit towards her unrealisticness, but you know, they've put out 6 operators with the SAS, and none of them had piercings at all. So they have to know this. I mean, obviously they're researching their game, they're researching their operators. They've been running this show for a few years now, so minor mistakes like this really shouldn't be happening. Piercings aren't really allowed in any military unit around the globe, really. Especially in foreign countries like Australia, piercings look really unprofessional and aren't allowed in almost any military base or unit around the globe. I'm not sure, exactly. I don't really study the piercing regulations of militaries around the earth, but most militaries don't allow them. The second thing you might notice about Gridlock's face is she's caked in makeup. She has heavy eyeshadow. She has her lashes done. She's wearing lip gloss or whatever, and she has a really shiny face. She's probably spent like an hour on her makeup, which just doesn't make sense because she's an elite force in Australia, so she's probably getting dirty really easily in real life. She's probably not staying clean throughout her entire shift because she's an elite member in Australia, so in the Australian Air Force. So I'm not sure why she would spend that much time on her makeup. And if you look at like any other operators, Dokkaebi doesn't really wear makeup. Twitch wears a mask, which makes sense being in an elite force. Valkyrie doesn't really wear any makeup, and she wears war paint. Mira doesn't wear any makeup. Trying to look for other women. Sophia doesn't wear any makeup. Finka doesn't really wear any makeup. Doesn't really look like IQ wears that much makeup. Trying to find an IQ without the mask on. Yeah, so it doesn't really look like IQ really wears a lot of makeup, and she also wears a mask in every headgear available, which also makes sense because, like I said, elite forces wear masks and helmets a lot. And Gridlock also, if Gridlock was shot in the head, she would have no protection. She's not wearing a helmet. She is wearing safety goggles. So if she gets shot in the eye, there's potential there. But safety glasses aren't going to do a whole lot for a 50 caliber going straight through your forehead. That's just realistically speaking, because like I said, you look at IQ and she has a full helmet on. You look at Ying, she has headphones and protective glasses on, like actual glasses on, not just little safety goggles. You look at Mira, she has a helmet on. If you have Frost, she has most of her face covered up. And Gridlock is just wearing a snapback hat, which also is really unrealistic for the military. Ela does wear a hat. Dokkaebi just wears a beanie. But Dokkaebi's also a hacker, so and Ash wears a hat, but it says FBI, so that could be realistic if she's just going door to door doing basic cases. You often see the FBI portrayed wearing the FBI hat. But just a regular baseball cap without the logo or anything on it seems really unrealistic, because if you look at her hat closely, all there is a black rectangle. And there's no logo or anything on her hat. It's just a baseball cap. And I'm not really sure if there's any militaries around the globe that allows their soldiers just to wear baseball caps for comfort, because it's unrealistic. And she's wearing it backwards as well, so it's not to block the sun out or anything. It's just to look cool and for comfort purposes. It just seems unrealistic, and it doesn't seem very efficient at all to be wearing a backwards baseball cap, because it's not going to do anything for your safety. So with all the strict regulations of the SAS and their extreme physical test, and with so many candidates not making it through their training, and these are the fit candidates that are leaving within the first week, I really don't see a 225-pound woman making it through this training, and I don't think that Ubisoft really sees a 225-pound woman making it through the training, as every other SAS operator is extremely fit. Now, I guess they just wanted to have a fat lesbian in the game for equality's sake. There needed to be a fat character. But it just doesn't make any sense, really. And they could have picked a different unit to put them in, possibly. Say, like, list her as, like, a security cop at the mall, because realistically, that's about the only thing she could do. Be a cop in America, like a city cop that just sits at Dunkin' Donuts all day. It just... I'm really having trouble coming up with a compliment for Gridlock, because everything about her is just unrealistic. First of all, she's wearing a t-shirt, and it's just like a brownish grayish with a little bit of like a weird flower camouflage on the shoulders. And the SAS wears all camo, being that they're in the military, armed forces. Yeah, so like all of her uniforms are either brown, or there's like one blue one. And it's just like t-shirt and jeans, which is also unrealistic. So they really didn't get anything right with Gridlock, but I don't think they wanted to get anything right with Gridlock. I think they just wanted to pander to SJWs and put a fat lesbian in the game, but in all reality, she's not an SAS member at all. She's not trained to be an SAS member. She doesn't meet any sort of requirements to be an SAS member. And this is just disrespectful towards the SAS. It's a misrepresentation of the SAS. It's almost like stolen valor in this sense. And I just don't know where Ubisoft was going with it. But with all that being said, that is the end of today's video. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.